Okay, peace, you guys. Welcome to Just Us Jenkins. If you are seeing me for the first time, I'm Jamillah, stay-at-home homeschool mama of three beautiful babies. I'm also a certified Reiki master, clairvoyant, lineage healer, generational curse breaker, spirit whisperer, and owner of healingmama.com. That's healing without the G. You guys, sorry I'm on late. I had some prior engagements. I didn't think I was going to get back on time. So, luckily, with scheduling, I didn't have a guest for tonight, but we just gonna get on. We gonna chop it up with your girl, okay? And chitty chat about tonight's subject, which is inner child healing. That is definitely one thing that comes up a lot in my readings. It comes up a lot in my Reiki sessions. It comes up a lot in conversations just with the beautiful people, moms that I'm friends with, as inner child healing. So tonight, before we get all the way into it, if you're new, we'd love to have you stick around, subscribe, ding the bell so you can get all of our notifications. If you were one of our oldie but goodies, hey fam, hey. Also, remember, I've got some February readings available over on my website that are $22.22. Okay, get you some because at the end of February, you guys, into Pisces season, they're going to go up to $111. Okay. Now, if you missed this good $22.22, I don't know what to tell you, honey. Okay. Also, I have 4 Pisces readings left, which I might extend it to last through the Pisces season. The Pisces season ends on March 19th. So if you're a Pisces, sun, moon, rising, I'm even doing Venus, you can get a free reading on your girl, okay? Also, March, we're doing a challenge, okay? Just collectively try to get some of my mommy friends on board, some of my friends on board, and we're doing Meals at Home March, okay? We cooking all March. Now, I know life be lifing, kids be kidding, the significance others be significancing others, okay? But just to kind of, keep a little coin in our pocket and do something healthier for ourselves, I like to throw these challenges in. So, you don't have to do anything special to join. If you do have like something planned, a birthday, an anniversary, a special engagement, go ahead and do that as well. But majority of the meals at home. Okay, you guys. If you're in the chat, can you let me know if you can hear me good or not? Okay. I'm testing out a new microphone and I want to know if my sound quality is good. All right, you guys. So that's all my every Friday. Okay, thank you. Every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Motherhood Realness Podcast. Tonight is just your girl. And then on Sundays, Motherhood Weekly Oracle readings for our stay-at-home moms, single moms, stepmoms we even threw into the mix, working mom and work from home moms. You guys, they have been good, so don't miss out. Okay, tonight's topic, inner child healing. Okay, we about to get deep, and we're going to do an exercise at the end, you guys, to help connect with our inner child, okay? Okay. Anyway, so what is inner child healing, you guys? Inner child healing, you guys. Childhood trauma or trauma in general is not always a direct result of our parenting and what they did. They did their best. The people that raised us did their best. Most likely, they were exposed to childhood trauma as well. Okay. and not having emotionally available people that were raising them, or being able to deal with um what is the word, y'all? Emotional, like how to hold on, you guys. The word has escaped me. Oh, excuse me. How to deal with emotional regulations, okay? So, and remember, our traumas are valid no matter what anybody says. You know, there's three sides to every story, right? Your side, their side, and what happened. But just know that anything you experience through your life is completely valid, and you deserve to have healing, okay? So, inner child healing. What is inner child healing? Inner child healing is what we carry over with us consciously or subconsciously from our childhood. Okay? Inner child healing gives us a glimpse and an opportunity to integrate and heal from our childhood. Okay? And you watching this video, whether you're on the live or the replay, you know what you experienced growing up. And this might not even directly be linked to your family, the family that raised you. It could be school experiences, you know, friends, different things like that as well that we carry over with us from our childhood. Okay. Um there's something else I wanted to tell you guys. If you okay, signs that you have inner child wounds and want to start your inner child healing journey is if you have a guilt wound, abandonment wound, trust wound, neglect wound. Doing this work also heals where you are right now in your adult life. So if you know you're going through life and something's feeling off or not right, and you're being called to do some deep inner workings and healing, start here with your inner child work or shadow work. That's another topic that we are going to talk in another podcast, okay? So, signs that you need inner child healing. And here's a good example, okay? If you are a mother and you are disconnected from feelings, this is your feelings and your children's feelings. Also, your spouse's feelings, significant other. Okay, unable to hold boundaries. This is with your family, your children, your partner, your spouse. Okay, you're triggered often by your children. And I'm not the usual like I'm run down. It's been a long week. This is multiple times a day, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis where you are just triggered by every little thing. Okay. Everything is setting you off and very impatient. Okay. Avoids memories of your childhood, unable to share your needs guilt free. Like you feel like you're going to be looked at different. Um, what's the word? Like you don't feel safe to share it, or you feel like you're going to be gaslighted, manipulated, or taken advantage of. Okay. Struggle with self worth and image. Okay. Other sides are you feel low about yourself. You're a people pleaser. Baby, been there, done that. Okay. Um, it's hard to trust your intuition. Like you're always kind of like second guessing yourself. Am I making the right decision for me? Am I making the right decision for the kids? Is my spouse gonna like this? How's my family gonna feel about this? How to feel about that? Not pouring into yourself, pouring into everything and everybody else, trying to fill all the cups in your life from an empty cup. We can't do that, right? Okay, carrying burdens around, just being burdened down by people, places, and things, by family, friends, and foes, okay, and jealousy, all right? Why inner child healing? Inner child healing work allows us to address unhelpful coping mechanisms we developed to get our needs met as a child. Okay. And then signs of wounded inner child looks like you have rejection trauma. You make negative assumptions about what others are saying or thinking about you. You have abandonment trauma, a fear of being left behind, low self esteem, low self worth, low self value. Okay, injustice trauma. Okay, you have chronic chest or back pain, and you have like unpredictable, unprovoked, irrational emotions. Like your emotions are just all over the place. You're easily triggered. Okay, betrayal trauma, trouble recognizing and expressing or what's the word? Regulating your emotions. I don't know why regulating is escaping my mind today. And you have panic attacks or panic disorder, anxious, anxiety, and depression. A lot of parents did not teach us or know how to regulate their emotions. And I know this is something for me, you guys, that I've had to teach myself in the 10 years of being a mom, in the 7 years of being a stay-at-home mom, and in the 4 years of being a homeschooling mom, how to regulate my own emotions. Like that is not something that my parents taught me, that my grandparents, my aunts, okay, those are who I spent a lot of time with. Or school, they don't teach you how to regulate your emotions. And doing that in the midst of trying to teach your children how to regulate their emotions is crazy. Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, some more signs. Okay, feeling like something is wrong with you. I grew up feeling like that. And that transferred over to my adult life. Okay, experiencing anxiety whenever contemplating doing something new. And if you're just coming in, we're talking about inner child healing tonight. People pleasing, strong lack of identity. Okay, you're a rebel. You thrive in conflict with others because that's like how you're getting your attention needs met. Okay, hoarding. You have trouble letting things go. Guilt for standing up for yourself because a lot of times a lot of children that has experienced trauma, especially like verbal abuse, physical abuse, and mental abuse, emotional abuse, they weren't ever able to like clap back and stand up and speak for themselves. And if they did, you know what was happening. Okay, so you carry that over into your adult life and you start feeling guilty for standing your ground. Okay. All right. Feeling inadequate as a woman. driven to be a superior, or excuse me, a super achiever, think that you are a sinner and going to hell, and not accepted by your family. Okay. So, a lot of those things early in our developmental years, not feeling seen, not having emotionally available people that raise us, that put our foundations in mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, can feed these throughout our life, right? Let me make sure I got everything. Um, okay. I'm following my notes, honey. All right. Ways to start healing your inner child. Of course, one thing that I always suggest in my readings and stuff and in my Reiki sessions and what I've done personally is reparenting your inner child. Okay. Talking, soothing your inner child by saying things like, I am sorry you had to go through that. I can see you trying your best. It's okay to cry. I am here for you. It's okay to want things to be different. You are loved just as you are. What happened to you wasn't your fault. It's okay to feel lonely sometimes. You no longer have to hide yourself. I forgive you. Okay. Um Other exercises that you can do to reparent yourself is learn what you missed out on as a child and how it affected you. For me, being alone all the time, like we don't understand. And for myself, like as a child, everything our parents are dealing with and going through, or the things that they experience through their life, especially if they're not vocal about it and they don't express it, or they don't teach you about it, or warning signs and things to look out for. But while you're trying to be a wife, or excuse me, not trying, you're being a wife, you're being a mother, you're healing from things, you're working, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing all those things. Sometimes, you know, our children's emotions can be an afterthought because we're trying to just make it. Okay. So for the children, it's like, wow, like my mom doesn't care what's going on with me. She's not paying attention to me. I'm literally trying to tell her a story. She over here paying bills. She paying attention to the bills. She not paying attention to me. She paying attention to the sibling meltdowns. She not paying attention to me. She must not care, right? And as the mother, we're like, of course, I might not be making eye contact. I'm listening. I'm trying to calm your brother, your sister down so I can pay attention, look you in your eyes, do this. I'm trying to hurry and pay this, do this, and balance this and that so you can have my full attention. And as a child, we don't see that, because we want and need for them to stop and put everything down and focus 100% attention on us. And then, kids, they learn that, like, okay, well, I'm over here trying to tell you about my little story, about my little experience today. And you over here looking over here doing that. But when you talking to me, I'm supposed to look directly at you. Okay. So learn what you missed out on as a child and how it affected you. Okay. Connect with your inner child. You guys, I connect on since I have started and do this work. And remember, this work it's forever. Okay. It's forever. You still have to maintain and stay in contact with your inner child all the time. Because the society we live in, and we spoke about this last week's podcast, like they just want us to grow up so fast. When you're grown up, you basically lose the light, you lose the life. You got to be serious. You can't create, you can't play, you can't do this, do that. So a lot of us forget the inner child. Even if we had emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually present people raising us, we still forget because society wants us to forget that. So connecting with your inner child more often, or even daily, weekly, monthly, looks like playing. Okay, remember the things you liked to do, playing. It could be the simplest thing as making mud pies. Go make mud pies with your kids. They would like that. Okay. Or journaling, writing, doodling, drawing, painting, dancing. Okay. Skating. I took my kids skating the other day, and baby, it's like it never left until I felt the pain afterwards. Okay. Um, Cooking. What is a beautiful, sweet treat you had as a child? Okay. What's a lovely meal that your parents or whoever raised you would make for you? Recreate that in a fresh, new, healthy, elevated version. Okay. If it was peanut butter and jelly, get you some bougie, healthy bread. Okay. Spelt flour, sourdough, whatever. Okay. Get you some nice, healthy, organic peanut butter and jelly. Okay, jazz it up with some chia seeds, like doing that new, healthy, elevated version of something to fit your adult self. Or hey, sometimes my inner child wants the candy or the drink or the food I had as a kid. And what do? I go get it and I share the experience with my children. Oh, this is something that I had as a child. Actually, today we had that experience. My daughter wanted these wax bottle candies. She was very adamant about it. She had had them at her friend's house. And Jarvis, my husband, had taken her to go get the candy, but they didn't have it. Because, I mean, this is something that they had back when I was a kid, okay? And my husband was a kid. I haven't seen these since I was a kid. And so the lady said they might have them at this store that was really, really far away. And my husband said, I get that you want them, but I'm just going to order them off of Amazon for you. So you're going to have to wait a little bit. So she waited a little couple days and she got them. And the five of us sat there and we ate them. And it was so nostalgic and it was so fun. Feeding something that simple to spark that memory, those good memories and stuff for your inner child and for your inner healing. Because a happy inner child, um, a healing and process, healed emotional wounds met inner child makes for a happy, functional, high vibrational adult. Okay. So connect through play. Okay, let go of shame and guilt. How I do that in my life is if I have like how I explain, you're busy lifing, and I'm like, okay, not right now, or let me do this. And for example, my daughter, she'll be upset, like, oh, mom, you're not paying attention to me. She'll go to her room. After I finish doing what I'm doing, I go into her room, I sit down with her and explain to her, I was listening to you. I couldn't fully engage and sit down and pay attention because this is what was going on. I'm helping your brothers with school, or I had to cook this, I had to order that, blah, 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 blah. And I explain it to her. But mommy wants to know what you're saying and what you're doing, and I care. And sometimes I might not look like I care, or I might not look that I'm listening, but I am. And it's like, that for me in itself is just healing my inner child, because it's like, wow, if our parents had have taken time to do those kind of things and do it differently, you guys, game changer, okay? Um, but if I don't do those things, I do feel shame and guilt. I should have been better. I should be a better mother. I should have less of this or more of that. And we cannot live like that. All we can do is strive to be better than before, right? Okay. Create a meaningful support network, and this looks like therapy. Okay. This looks like group therapy, people that have experienced similar experiences. Okay. Healthy, supportive, self aware people, healed people, and family and friends. That's what that support looks like. Okay. Fulfilling needs your parents didn't meet, or the people that raised you. Um, for me, that looks like being emotionally available for my kids, for my husband, for myself. Like really tuning in and focusing what feels good and what doesn't. If I have to force myself to do something, or it feels yucky in my stomach, then it's not for me. I feel unfulfilled. I'm not doing it. And that goes in with the people pleasing. Just because somebody else wants you to do something does not mean you have to do something, right? Um, or spending time with myself, spending time with my husband, and spending time with my kids, pouring in, being attentive the best I can. And sometimes that feels like, for me, just having my own time. Okay? I know that sounds weird, but that is fulfilling to me. Having that nice alone, being able to mentally focus time makes me a better wife, makes me a better mother. Okay? Practicing self-care and being kind to yourself. That's a hard one for a lot of people, because if you had your foundation not being safe, not caring for you in the way you need it to be, and not being kind, it's hard to be for yourself. If you don't know what that looks like, then it's hard to do, right? So, a perfect example, you got tons of beautiful examples here on YouTube University. You got, if you're on any type of social media, like that is like a trending thing, self care. How to be more kind to yourself by being patient. You have to be patient with yourself first before you can be patient with anybody. Okay. If you're not patient with yourself, if you don't forgive yourself, if you have all these high expectations, unrealistic expectations, and self image, you can't be patient with yourself or kind. So, how can you be that way with your kids? How can you be that way with your spouse? The people in your life. All right. Work on setting healthy boundaries. We're going to have an episode of that. Look out for that. Okay. Working on emotional regulation. And what that looks like for me, you guys, because I am a stay-at-home mom. I'm also, pretty much a work from home mom as well because I have my own business. My husband, he works for himself. He's not here very often. So it can get very overwhelming, to be everything for everybody, like legitly everything for everybody, right? So if I've got a kid screaming here, a mommy, 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 mommy here, they did this, they did that. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm paying a bill, grocery shopping, grocery pickup, whatever. I take a minute, okay? Like literally while this is going on, I take one quick breath in and blow it out. Okay? And before I speak, I make eye contact with everything that I have going on, okay? If I'm able to put one thing down for one moment, I will. And sometimes I'm still working on it. It's not always going to be a calm, cool, collected voice. So don't think that it has to be. But I say, okay, you calm down, sit down, stop screaming. We're going to play the quiet game. Okay. You come over here. All right. Stop pulling the hair. Don't pull your brother's hair. Don't pull your sister's hair. Don't do this. Don't do that. Give me 1 second. Let me get this off the burner. Okay. Or sometimes for me, regulating my emotions is taking a few moments to respond, because when you get in that energy of being overwhelmed, you automatically want to just but emotion regulation is going within, seeing in that moment what is triggering you, what is making you want to boil over, making you want to boil out, and choosing the different path from what you would. Now, don't get me wrong now. I said I was healing, not healed. Do I be yelling? Baby, yeah, okay. But my kids know the difference between an angry, unregulated, okay, what was the thing we talked about earlier? Was, moms being triggered, yelling, that haven't been working on themselves, being unhealed, yell, to give me just a minute. Let me just get this stuff together and I'm going to be with you in a minute. They can tell the difference between that. And I try to talk to myself, and this is like the reparenting myself, and also teaching my kids how to regulate their emotions. But like, what triggered you? What made you mad? What made you frustrated? What made you boil over? We get to the root problem of that. And letting myself, my inner child, know that, oh, wow, that must have been very frustrating for you, because there might have been a time where people were yelling at you to respond right then and there. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? What did I say? What did I say? Why did you do that? What's wrong with you? Okay. So allowing myself, and also allowing my children to get their thoughts together, because frick, sometimes I feel like kids just be doing stuff to do stuff because they're kids and it makes sense to them. Um, so working on emotion regulation, communicating. You guys, I'm a Pisces. I have a hard time communicating. But what has helped me throughout these years on my self-healing journey and understanding and overstanding myself, my husband and my kids, I actively strive to do that every single day, was learning my communication type, my husband's, and my kids. Also, like, love languages. Like, it's a thing. Love languages is a thing. If you've never read or listened to the 5 love languages, they have it for kids. I highly, highly, highly recommend that because it is a game changer. And knowing like your love language, my love language is words of affirmation. Okay. I eat that, eat it up. Okay. Physical touch, and you have multiple physical touch and acts of service. For me, that's what it is. For my husband, his is physical touch, his is words of affirmation. Baby. For my daughter, hers is words of affirmation and acts of service. For Jet, my 4-year-old, his is words of affirmation and physical touch and time. Like, for him, you have to literally stop everything you doing and focus on him. He's very hands-on. He likes to play. And for my Jackson, he is time as well. And he loves words of affirmation and affection. Like, that is his jam. And with him, he's a Gemini, and so not rushing him to communicate what he needs or whatever, like really just like listening. And sometimes we do. Come on, boy. Come on. Bring it on home. Bring it on home. And he just laughs. He's like, well, what I'm trying to say is, so learning how to communicate better, reading articles, reading books, listening, there's avenues out there. But learning how you communicate and how you want to be communicated to as well helps amazingly. But as a parent, if you take anything away from this, learning your child's love language is imperative. Okay? And carve out every day. Now, I'm telling you, I'm busy, but every single day when we're doing whatever we're doing, and my daughter will retreat to her room because she likes to have alone time. She's a water sign, and she's like me. I need my alone time, even if it's 5 minutes. And while she's doing that, I go in there, I hug her, I let her know I love her. Do you need anything? How is mommy? Is mommy fulfilling all your emotional needs today? Like, for real. Hey, come here. I will ask her those things. Same thing with Jackson. Usually he's out in like the living room and I come snuggle and cuddle him up. How you doing? How you feeling? Um Also, one of his other love languages is food. He's like his mama. And I'll come bring him something, bring him a drink, bring him some food, or have him, come get his food or whatever. And for Jet, like, I try to spend a little minute playing with him. I'm gonna be honest, I don't always play toys with him, but I'll rough him up and tickle him up. He loves that kind of stuff. Or we'll watch a quick little tidbit of a show together, something like that. And then for my husband, I know this is about the kids, but I will make sure when we see him, he gets all the hugs and kisses and snuggles when he comes home. Okay. So communication, learning your communication and your love language, and, you know, also, working on your frustration tolerance, baby. Okay. Stop going from a 0 to 100 real quick. Blow the smoke out your nose. Okay. Work on your frustration tolerance from yourself and from others. Okay. And I feel like communicating and frustration tolerance goes hand in hand. because you don't want to communicate hot-headed, half-cocked, stressed and pressed, honey. Next one, accountability. Work on your accountability. Work on accountability and what you're still playing into and holding people accountable. Now, if they take it, they might not. But holding folks accountable, holding yourself accountable, okay? And work on your self-love and acceptance, okay? Affirmations, looking into the mirror, talking to yourself, shadow work, finding out your inner child wounds and addressing those on a personal, singular level. Because a lot of this work, this inner child healing, it's a solo journey, okay? So this will be the only time we talk about inner child healing. That's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight, because I didn't know that was going to be on, y'all. So we're going to do a exercise, okay? We're going to do us a little exercise on ways that you can start connecting with your inner child and healing your inner child, okay? Let me get a drink, because I be thirsty. So in a nice seated position, we're just going to sit here. We're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. You can sit on your bed. You can lay on your bed. You can sit on your floor, lay on the floor, sit in a chair. You can have your legs crossed, your feet crossed, however you like, or nicely feet planted on the ground, and breathe in. And breathe out. Now, I want you to imagine yourself in your mind, and you're in your mind, and you're in a white room. There's nothing in this room. It's completely white and lit up. The floor, the walls, the ceiling. There's lots of space around. Breathe in, breathe out. Now I want you to take a moment and just kind of feel and think of a time in your childhood. This could be when you're a baby, a small child, a school-age child, junior high, high school. Sorry, you guys. Come on, little doggy. Go. Go. Go, Jojo. Maybe even a part in your childhood that you might have experienced trauma, felt unseen, unheard, unloved, unwanted, unvalued, not understood, or a tragic life event had happened to you. There's no right child image, there's no wrong child image. Just imagine yourself. And breathe in and breathe out. Now you're in the white room, and you're going to walk towards yourself at however you've imagined your younger self to be. And your younger self is facing opposite. So you're walking up to them, And you might have to take a couple steps forward. It might be a long walk forward, but their back is facing towards you. So we're walking towards our younger self that has experienced any of the inner child wounds, betrayal, guilt, neglect, physical, mental, verbal abuse. And as you reach your younger self, you're going to reach down and touch your inner child on the shoulder. And your inner child's going to turn around and you're going to peer into each other's eyes. And your first instinct might be to cry. Yourself, who you are now, might get very emotional, and your inner child might get emotional. After you guys make eye contact, I want you to grab your inner child by the hand and have them stand up. Once again, this can be a small child, a school-age child, middle school, junior high school child, or high school child. And I want you to hold both of their hands, look into their eyes, and say, I love you. I see you. I'm here for you. I'm sorry for the things that had happened to you, but I am here now to protect you. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to worry. Things that happened to you were not your fault. You didn't deserve these things. You are worthy. You are deserving, and you are loved. And just take some time holding their hands, rubbing their top of their hands with your thumbs, releasing all that needs to be released from yourself and your inner child. Feeling those things be removed and purged from your body, from your spirit, from your mind, from everywhere in your chakras that it's been holding onto and into and plaguing you. Now, embrace your inner child. Give your inner child, however you are envisioning your inner child, as you're hugging them as yourself you are now. Give them the giantest bear hug. And tell them again, I love you and I'm always going to be here for you. Now feel those things that are no longer serving you and your inner child, and those memories and those traumas and those triggers releasing from out of the top of your head, down from the soles of your feet. And now I want you to turn around, still holding your inner child's hand, and you guys walking away in the white room into a healing white light, protective, cleansing white light together. And just feel the warmth of the light on your body, in your skin. Feel the warmth of the hand of your inner child. And you guys emerging and integrating and healing and uplifting together. And as you walk into the light and it engulfs you from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet, through the top of your head, your back, your shoulders, your torso, every inch of your body, and your inner child's body. This is a practice you can do daily if need be, depending on your inner child wounds and healing needs. Once again, spending time daily, weekly, monthly with your inner child, remembering and doing and pouring into yourself, doing the things that you loved as a child, doing those things with your children, doing those things with your spouse and your significant other. Okay. Also, another thing that I've been doing is putting pictures up of myself as a child. And as I pass by those, telling her how much I love her, how proud I am of her for growing, healing, and thriving, and working on regulating them emotions every day. Another practice, once again, that I like to do is just that meditation. Whoop, they're out there playing. But just be more playful with myself, with my kids, and my husband. That is so transformative and healing for my inner child. So, you guys, that was this week's episode. Okay. Share this with somebody you know that could benefit from some inner child work. Once again, we'll revisit this because it's a long process. It's a forever process, depending, on you and your needs. But just a couple of reminders again, we have our guest next week. Motherhood Realness Podcast is every Friday. Like, I'm so calm right now. I'm like, whoo, all that breathing. Motherhood Realness Podcast is every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, Sundays. Don't forget to tap in for your weekly Motherhood Oracle readings. Don't forget to shop healingmama.com. Get you these good $22 readings because next month, baby, they going back to their set price of $111. So get you some. And if you are a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, get a reading on your girl. Okay. Better get you this good little reading. And yeah, that's it. If you're new, we'd love to have you stick around, subscribe, ding the bell so you can get all of our notifications. And if you are one of our old people goodies, hey girl, hey boy, hey y'all, hey fam, hey. And we gonna see you in the next one. Peace.